Let me tell you something uncomfortable. Everything you're killing yourself to own, every upgrade, every new car, every bigger house one day, it will be someone else's trash. That's the sum total of your material success. Future garbage. So tell me, why are you shrinking your life to afford it? Why are you working 60 hours a week, missing dinners, missing birthdays, missing your children growing up for things that will outlive your usefulness to them? Off your tone. I am 92 years old. I have outlived my wife. I have buried my friends. I have watched my enemies disappear. And somewhere along the way, I even outlived the version of myself that cared what people thought. I'm standing at the edge now. The cliff is right beneath my feet. And before I fall into whatever comes next, I need to turn around and warn you. Because you're still back there, at the party, laughing, planning, delaying. You're living under the most dangerous illusion of all, that you have time. You treat your days like they're cheap, like there's an endless supply waiting in your account. Let me tell you the truth, you are broke. We are all going to die, yes, you know it, you understand it logically, but you don't feel it. You don't feel the cold steel of mortality resting quietly against your neck. If you did, you wouldn't be living the way you are. Let me tell you about Jack. He was my best friend, smarter than me, better looking than me, richer than me. He was unstoppable. A shark in a talus suit. One night we were celebrating a massive deal. He was leaning back in his leather chair, smoking a Cuban cigar, smiling like a king. He looked at me and said, "Frank, 5 more years. That's the plan. 5 more years of grinding. I hit my number, then I'm done. Then I take Mary to Italy. Then I learn to paint. Then I start living." He had it mapped out, a perfect roadmap to happiness. 3 days later, Jack walked out of his office building, grabbed his chest, and collapsed before he even understood what was happening. Massive heart attack, 42 years old. He never saw Italy. He never touched a paintbrush. He never started living. I stood over his casket. And the tragedy wasn't that Jack died. We all die. The tragedy was this. He spent his entire life waiting to live. He treated life like a waiting room, like happiness was a flight that had been delayed. But that flight never arrived. Low, heavy, the cruelest part. I went to his office a week later to clear his desk. His calendar was booked for 6 months. Meetings, calls, deadlines. His inbox was overflowing with urgent messages. The world didn't stop. The company replaced them in 2 weeks. His clients forgot his name in a year. And now, when I look at you, I see Jack. You're telling yourself the CMI, I'll relax after the promotion. I'll travel when the kids are older. I'll fix that relationship later. I'll start enjoying life soon. Listen carefully. There is no later. There is only now. And if you are sacrificing your now for a later that isn't guaranteed, you are making the worst bet in the history of gambling. Let's talk about your stuff. Your generation worships accumulation. You buy things you don't need with money you don't have to impress people you don't even like. I live in one small room now, a bed, a chair, a photograph of my wife. That's it. I once had a mansion, luxury cars, a garage full of toys, and with the clarity that only comes when the game is almost over, I can tell you the truth. It was all noise. I have attended more funerals than I can count. Not once have I seen a moving truck following the hearse. When you die, your children will hire a stranger to walk through your house and throw 90% of your precious possessions into a dumpster. The other 10%, they'll sell it in a yard sale for pocket change. And you traded your health for that? You traded your peace for that? Maybe even your daughter's childhood to pay for a car that mostly sits in traffic? It's madness, but you won't see it as madness until you're sitting where I'm sitting, and by then the receipt has expired. Let me tell you about one of my greatest victories. Businessman of the Year, big ballroom, black ties, applause. They called my name. I walked to the podium, the room was clapping. I felt invincible. I felt like I had won. I drove home that night, holding the trophy in the passenger seat. I opened the door to my house. It was dark, quiet. My wife had gone to bed alone. Again, my son had left the drawing on the kitchen table, a picture of our family. I wasn't in it. That was the night I realized something. You can win the world and still lose your life. So listen to an old man who has nothing left to prove. Stop waiting. Call the person. Take the truth. Forgive. Rest. Laugh loudly. Sit in the sun. Do not postpone joy, because one day you will stand where I stand at the edge, and you won't be wishing you had bought more things. You'll be wishing you had been more present. You'll be wishing you had truly lived. There is no later. There is only this breath. Right now. Don't waste it. My wife Eleanor was asleep upstairs. My children were asleep too. And there I was, sitting alone at the kitchen table, a glass of scotch in my hand, staring at a trophy made of glass. The house was silent, no applause, no spotlight, just me and the truth. That night I realized something that shook me. The applause had stopped. The people at that dinner, they didn't care about me. They cared about what I could do for them. The deals, the numbers, the influence, and upstairs, the people who truly loved me. I had neglected them for months just to win that piece of glass. I missed my son's varsity games, to stay late at the office. I missed my anniversary dinner, to close a merger. For what? That trophy? It's in a box somewhere in the basement now. I don't even know where it is. But the memory of my wife's eyes, the quiet disappointment when I told her I couldn't make it to dinner, that memory is still here. It doesn't fade. You think your career is your legacy. It's not. It's a transaction. You are selling the hours of your life, hours you will never get back. You trade them to build someone else's castle. And here's the brutal truth. If you drop dead today, your job would be posted online before your obituary. Don't worship at the altar of your career. It will not love you back. It will not hold your hand when the lights go out. So what matters? If the money is fake, if the career is a trap, if the stuff is this cluttered, what's left? I'll tell you. The only things you get to keep are the things you gave away, the love you gave, the time you gave, the connection you built. I sit here in this chair at 92 years old, and I don't replay business deals in my mind. I replay Sunday mornings with Eleanor. I replay the sound of my daughter laughing when she was 3. I replay the day I helped a stranger push his car out of the snow. It adds as the sweat. Everything else fades. Now listen carefully. Here is the no-nonsense strategy for the rest of your life. Number 1, kill your ego. You're so afraid of looking foolish that you never take the risk. You don't start the business. You don't ask the girl out. You don't speak up. Why? Because you're scared of what people will think. Let me free you. Nobody is watching you. They are too busy worrying about themselves. You are the main character only in your own head. To everyone else, your background noise. Stop letting imaginary judgment control your real life. Their opinions will rot in the ground one day, right next to it. Number 2, practice the less times. This will change your life. Every time you do something, remind yourself one day you'll do it for the last time. One day you'll pick up your child for the last time. One day you will kiss your spouse for the last time. One day you will drink a cup of coffee for the last time. You don't know when that day is. It might be 10 years from now. It might be today. If you live with that awareness, you will never rush a moment again. You will taste the coffee. You will hold the hug a little longer. You will look into their eyes instead of your phone. Which brings me to number 3. Wake up. I'm naughty too. My back hurts. My eyes are dim. My hands shake. But you have the golden ticket. You have your health. You have your youth. You have time. And you spending it scrolling, numbing yourself. Stop. Go outside. Feel the wind. Look at the sky. Call your mother. Forgive your enemy, not for them, but because you don't have time to carry hate anymore. We are all going to die. That's the only guarantee. But most people never actually live. They stay safe. They stay comfortable. And then they expire. Don't wait for the 5-year plan. Eat the good food. Buy the plane tickets. Say I love you first. Because the clock is ticking. Can you hear it? That's your life running out. Don't let it run out empty. I'm tired now. You go live.